Hello, welcome to a spirit animal message. My name is Patty, and I have a message for you. Dolphin play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. So, you see this dolphin under the water, and it's in flow with the water, and you see these other two that have jumped out, right? So imagine the water as a symbolization of the unconscious, right? And think about how at any given time we're only using so much of our actual consciousness, right? So if you think of an iceberg and you think about how there is this little tiny bit you see above the water, right? So let's pretend for a second this is an iceberg and you see this little bit above the water, and there's this gigantic amount of the iceberg under the water, right? And let's just say that iceberg is a symbolization of your consciousness itself, whether it's unconscious or conscious. And in the moment of consciousness, when you're in that moment of that presence, right? And you're doing any singular thing, it's what you're doing that pulls that unconscious to be the present of consciousness, right? It's like to say you've had several lifetimes or something. Let's just say that as where you've learned several different things. However, in the moment, you could need a moment to recall some things that were further back. So it's like, though that's more into your further of your subconscious. Yes, you can recall. It's like bringing your mind back into the present moment, right? Whenever you need it, depending on what it's needed for. I feel like you're about to get like ideas for something. I see these dolphins jumping out of the water, and this symbolism of someone in that harmony of flow of life, and harmony and flow with maybe you're just flowing within your unconscious. Maybe you've been doing work in some way to tap into your unconscious, and you're about to receive some form of where that like an inspirative insights or inspirative sparks of it's like inspired action steps that lead to something that you would perceive as an incredible luck. Like, wow, look what I somehow managed to suddenly decide. That you made some decision and it leads to some form of good luck. Ladybug, you are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. And you see this ladybug and its vibrancy. For some reason, the spots were standing out to me more than normal on the back of the ladybug. And I know this is the way that the image of the ladybug is meant to look. However, I just think about all of this color, right? And there's like this looks like a brain if you think about it. You think about this is the brain. Let's just say it was just the top of the brain, and then the eyes, because the eyes are actually the brain, right? Because it's just they grow from the brain, right? And then we have the third eye. So I feel like it's almost like something. It's almost like you're gonna learn something about yourself, or it's like something to fill in the gaps comes to mind. Sea otter happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So I see this these sea otters, and they're just that light-hearted, happy energy, right? And then you have these puffins, which can symbolize a partnership or some form of connection. So maybe your family or your tribe, whoever you are with all the time, is making new connections also as a part of this good luck. So there's some form of connection coming in. And then you have the Father of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Putting the work in, you're gaining prosperity around, or gaining momentum around a great win, like I think of your finances. So some sort of financial win. Son of Pentacles. And you're at this start of it. It's like this is the slow energy, the night, slowly, working its way towards the greater vision or the greater goal that, King of Pentacles, where, you're foundationally strong within your finances, where it's like the momentum will have gained to that space of, a full built house of finances. I think about how we, slowly remember ourselves basically in this financial way. And it's like you're working your way towards that. What you already knew your potential was. But I feel like this is a windfall of some sort. I think there's just like energy. It's just like, don't forget that this is a windfall. Like, don't forget that part. Like, you're on a path. It's grounded. And you're being this leader towards it. I feel like, where your insides, I think of these antlers almost like that third eye, almost like to say it's branching out ahead of you and weaving out like the best moments, the best course of action, moment to moment, in advance. Like you're manifesting your reality. And you could be shifting realities in this way because you've been putting maybe more work into yourself in this way, where it's like you're shifting to a greater version of your potentiality financially. For what's crossing you is actually holding back resources of some sort. So you have this Four of Pentacles, and you see how they're kind of bound together and they're kind of woven together. And I almost want to say this is some sort of a structure. There's this interwoven connectedness energy, and there's something that you could be, I don't know, it's like you could put more energy towards something. What's the, wait a minute. What is the destiny of this message? What is the destiny of this message? So, a sudden breakdown of what was holding you back. Which leads to the enlightenment that you need to get where you want to go. You have the Tower, which is this like tree burning, and then you have this Four of Cups, but then you have the Sun. So it's like you may have this breakdown around you, releasing you of what was holding you back. And now that once you're in your destiny is to break free from this and to be fully in this beautiful sun, this vibrant frequency of love and happiness and joy and bliss and excitement in life. I think of the levels of excitement and joy that we can have at any given moment. And when you're in around people that are just draining your energy in some way, I feel like your destiny is to release yourself from that and to step into a time of true happiness. And what is something that is crossing, or not crossing, I mean, what is the distant past of this reading? Daughter of Swords. So in the distant past, you received a lot of intuitive insight. It's like that these orbs are all this symbolism of like maybe different energies that you've been attuning to. It's like I see this owl as this wisdom holder, this barn owl, that energy that can move between realms in this way. And then it's standing on the sword, which is a symbolism for communication. And I just feel like it's almost like you're getting what you need. You're getting the insight that you need in the moment through connections that you're having within your mind, within that inner wisdom. And this could be spirit guides, different spirit guides. And then, what is a recent past? So, in the recent past, I feel like someone, either you walked away or someone walked away from you. But there is this energy. Let me just look at this just to make sure. There's this like mutual energy where things just did not go well. And there is this loss and separation where it's like you had a fight with someone and you don't know, maybe in the recent past you had some sort of like disagreement with someone and you don't know maybe whether or not this person is done with your relationship. Or are you done with them? I'm just going to try and sense that information. Are you done with this person, or are they? Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you're done with this person. Whoever this energy is or whatever this represents to you, there is this energy of you walked away from something that was not serving you, and that it was you saying, yep, I'm done and I'm going to move on to something better. So what is coming in for the future? A perspective for the future. And we have the Father of Pentacles, what we saw at the beginning of the message, at the bottom of the deck, and the Ace of Cups. So moving into the future, I feel like this is actually you, or those that are resonating to this message, actually filling your own cup. Okay, I'm getting this insight that this is also someone coming into your life to give you some form of offer of a new beginning. There's like a mix of this message moving into the future. It's one second, I just want to look up something really quick. Just so I don't have a spiritual ego and think I know. Okay. I just feel like this could be, I feel like this is like I was saying, because it just basically, I just read something that basically just confirmed what I was just saying. And I see this rainbow coloring in the horns. So it's like, I think of frequency and just sound and vibration and being in tune with the universe. So this is like, okay, this is leading me back to another thought that I was having, and it's leading me back to those resonating to this being in tune and bringing themselves in alignment where they're expanding over and over again. Even though there's losses and there's things going on, it's like you're filling your own cup, you're bringing your wins in, it's because I think about this King of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. It's like you yourself, you went from the Knight of Pentacles to now the King, and we saw the King at the beginning. And then what I was saying before, this could be like a multi-message, like bringing someone in. We saw the puffins within the card for happiness, and puffins is a symbolization for partnership. So you're bringing in partnerships of some sort. However, you're also that one for yourself. Like you are the leader for yourself. You're bringing in this higher potential in for yourself, bringing you in to that space of the Knight of Pentacles, a financially stable person, able to lead with decisions. What do we have for a perspective card? Something to help us with a perspective for this message. A perspective card. Just give some form of a perspective on this situation. The Chariot. So things moving, momentum, courses of action, taking the necessarily courses of action to bring you where you need to be in any singular moment or in anything that you're working towards. you know, you really engaging and putting in that work, which the perspective is that you I think about how when you put a work into something and you keep putting work into something and you keep putting work into something, and you know, when you think that it's not gonna maybe get where you were thinking it was going to go, and then because all of a sudden you've been putting all that work in and it's just like a glow up to what you've been putting all that work into. And I feel like the momentum builds moving into the future, and you see that leveling up to where what you were praying for that energy to be, which is that King of Pentacles energy. So what do we have for the? It's just grounded financially and stable, being able to take care of yourself whole and completely. So for your environment, what is something to help with the inside of the environment of this message? The 5, no, I was told to put it back. That's not right. I don't want to have spiritual evil. I sort of thought it was it, but maybe it's not it. I did see the horse, and there was this law, so it's like maybe in your environment it's only half of what it could be. And then we have the world, which is this completion energy. So cycle completion. So moving with your environment, I feel like you're ending a cycle. This is also you connecting to the world in a more grandiose way. And as I say that, I see this like woven energy, and this is this symbolization for the world, right? And it's almost like turning into the world into a sound vibration, where it's like this part of the earth vibrates at this and moves this way, and this part of the earth, you know, vibrates at this frequency and moves this way, and then it goes in and in, and then there's just like this solid purity within. And I feel like this is more you weaving your world moving forward. It's like you've been manifesting, like you're very powerful, whoever is resonating to this message. Very powerful energy, very powerful in the sense of how you're master of your self in this way, where you're creating your reality in this very special way, is the best way I could put it. All these had sort of went upside down, so there's like this potential where it's like you're just suddenly shifting. So what is your emotions? Another shift. Emotions in this message. What is how are you feeling? How is this energy feeling? You're feeling like you're in a winning season. 10 of Pentacles. So you feel like you're moving into this winning season of yourself. We saw the cycle completion. So it's like you're moving from a cycle that was almost like a training grounds for the winning season, so that you were just almost like you were, no, this is why you deserve your winning season. Son of Cups. So you feel emotionally fulfilled. You feel financially fulfilled. You feel like you're slowly and continuously and in this almost effortless, graceful way moving towards, you know, greater fulfillment. It's like you're always in this leveling up. So what is the results of this message moving forward? What is the results of this message? The Star. Standing out. Standing out in the world. Standing out in the way of whatever it is that you're doing. Is bringing attention towards you. And the results are moving into the future that however this is resonating, it's bringing you into a space where you're the light in the room. You're the person that people are paying attention to when you speak. You're the person that people are, you know, coming and getting inspired by in some way. Or you're motivating others in some way. But this is you moving forward. It's like, I think of how we saw the sun, which is like that present moment of joy and happiness. And we're talking about the final results moving forward. And I think about how this is the sun, right? This is the sun. It's just further away. So it's like that continuation. It's almost like symbolism for continuation of this happiness and joy. And it's like, it's coming more and more into your present moment. And this is to say that it's going to continue that way and it's going to expand. And this star it's like you have the sun and you also have the stars, and they're all rooting for you in this way. It's like your own inner light is shining so bright that you yourself are your own guiding light in this way. It's like, think of how you can actually connect to a future version of yourself at times. And it's like you're moving. It's like maybe you had an intuition about something and it came from your future self. Even it came from your future self. It was like you got some form of intuition. And I think about the dolphin, how the dolphin was under the water. And it's like you're in consciousness for your life, right? And then suddenly something emerges. So it's almost like you could be getting intuition from yourself to be in alignment with a more, I don't know, harmonious version of yourself. So you have the best experience that you can. Going to pull one more of these spirit animal cards. Well, not one more, a different deck entirely, but another spirit animal card. Baboon. In love and declarations of passion, heartfelt communication is the key. And I did feel that way. It did feel like communication was going to be a huge part of this journey. And it's like the way that you're communicating, the way that the communication is coming in. I think about how the baboon is it's thinking, right? It thinks about what it needs to do in order to accomplish a goal, right? And it's this methodical space to be successful, being connected to your natural, the more that raw energy within yourself. So I'm going to pull a card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life. And this is from living with a feathered heart. I listen to opposing opinions. I listen to opposing opinions. You see this light and dark. And you see these picked flowers, right? It's like they're in this beautiful space right now, but now that they've been picked, they're going to slowly lose their petals. But they're the gift because they were picked and they're in the hands of these two hands. It's almost like treasure their present moment, right? It's because in this image of the flowers, you know that these flowers are gonna slowly fade because they've been picked, and it's like holding them and treasuring them. So it's like you're treasuring you realize now, like you realize how life should be treasured, or it's like you've been finding this way to treasure life in a deeper way. I listen to opposing opinions. $24, so 6, 2, 4 is 6. I think of the song, soon I'll be 60 years old, my mother told me. Or no, wait. That's a different part of the song. I got the beginning and the end, because it's like, when I was 60, have a lot of children that can hold me. I listen to opposing opinions. As a seed journeys toward the sun with the hope of becoming a budding flower, nature's evolutionary process comes from a series of transformations through contrast. The benefit of the flowers we water the thorns too. Egyptian proverb. Think about that. When we water flowers, we water the thorns. So think about that. When you encourage someone, remember that there could be this potentiality, be in this awareness that you could be potentially watering thorns, that you're watering thorns too. Like, there's always that in any one person, I feel, too. However, it's also to say that there could be someone that has them a little stronger, and you could be encouraging someone to be more challenging. The metaphors hidden within nature can be applied to the story of human life. In order for growth to occur from darkness to light, we must find appreciation for disparity. Each evolutionary chapter is a part of our journey into being, and the pendulum of experience is what allows us to eventually become one with love. As we grow, contrast provides sage guidance. We learn about the cold by stepping out into the winter and realizing we need a jacket. When we listen to the forces that oppose our comfort zone instead of fighting them, we can seek wisdom through opposition by remembering this virtue. When opposition comes in the form of opinion, we may be tempted to react emotionally, but a strong flower lets her petals flow on the wind, and it does not disrupt her appreciation of the sun's light. If opinion escalates to argument, the fastest way to diffuse chaos is to politely ask questions instead of quibbling over semantics. Choose inquiry over inflammation, appreciation over anger. The thorns are no less a part of the rose than its petals. And while they may poke, if you hold on too tight, if you can appreciate them for what they are, you can see the integral part the literal and metaphorical thorns of life play in the divine design of nature and the spiritual mature soul. That was really, really beautiful. And I pray this message reaches those that it's meant for. That is my intention. And I pray that anyone who came to see this message gets something of value for their journey moving forward. And thank you all for coming to this message, and live in peace. Thank you.